All right, guys, so this Wixwell event is now live in game, and man, Playroom has made this one quite complicated, tricky, and quite a bit of resource investment to actually go for this. So what they have going on here, if you want to get this done, you got to come down this green path, or you can go to this other side, I guess, technically. Pick up this key down here at the bottom. Doesn't really matter which side you go, but pick up the key at the bottom and then come down and unlock either this side or this side over here, and which is going to leave you with a total of 3 keys because you unlock 1, so you subtract 1, so then you have 1, and then you pick up the 2 at the bottom, so now you have 3, and then you come down the Wixwell path in the middle, so you go 1, 2, you pick up this last soul for the 4-star, and now you got to pick up the bottom key from either side to unlock this, and then get the extra 35,000 soul points or coins, whatever they're called, for Wixwell shenanigans, which is going to require you to spend about 87,000 points. Now, this event is broken down into 2 points. It's champion training as well as summoning champions from shards. If you're just going shards, you're looking at quite a bit of sacreds. Basically, let's say 19 sacreds. You can do some champion training in between. However, you don't have to do that. You can definitely just do some champion training. Essentially, if you look at it as just champion training, the points from this champion training versus previous champion trainings, like normal champion training tournaments, are about 2.25 times higher than a normal champion training. So, for some comparison, if you were to go 87,000 divided by 2.25, you're going to get 38,000. So times 2.25, it's going to work the same thing. So 38,800 typical champion training points. So if you're somebody who can push that number pretty easily, well, go for that. And of course, you can split this relatively down the middle. So say you want to open up 4 sacred shards, which is going to give you 4,500 times 4, 18,000 points. We're going to go 87,300 minus 18,000 points. This is just doing 4 sacred shards, and then divide by 2.25. So 30,000 champion training points. Obviously, you can make this split however you want. I think Nub Raids did an excellent video on actually going through everything. So if you guys want to check that out, go watch his video. He'll do a complete breakdown on everything. But I want to share my opinions on going for his soul. So 5-star soul, I think, is worth it for him if you're going to go for the 5-star soul, just because it gives him extra accuracy as well as extra resistance. And since he's a support champion, a mischief tank, extra accuracy and extra resistance is really what you need. But before that point, the souls don't give a ton of value except for one thing. So Faultless Defense is a very good blessing to have if you're pushing Fire Knight 10 hard. And if you guys want to see me do a video on Fire Knight 10 hard with Wixwell, let me know. But having Faultless Defense on him would essentially allow your team. Now, he does place a shield on all allies, so it may be a little bit tricky. The shield he places isn't very big. The shield growth is nice, though. So the increased defense gets placed, the Fire Knight does its slam, and you have 5 champions on your team, so you're going to have 5 hits going back to the Fire Knight on the shield, just right off the bat. Plus, he's going to be doing the counterattack, because he always has counterattack up, so it's going to be 5 plus 2, because of his A1 doing the counterattack, so he's going to have 7 hits on the Fire Knight shield at the very beginning of the fight. So if you're looking for somebody to help you out with Fire Knight, actually break the shield so you can get through and actually do some damage, then Wixwell works pretty well. And the 3-star soul is perfectly fine, which is the lowest soul you can currently get. So open up Photoshop again. The 3-star soul is right there, which the 3-star soul, you're going to have to go this green path, pick this up, and then you need 5,000 points. So you just need the 2 keys there, pick up the 1, and now you're looking at, I guess, 28,500. So 28,500 points should be all you need to pick up this 5,000 point soul right there. So you get a 3-star soul, and you're probably good to go. So Faultless Defense can kick into that point. But between Faultless Defense and 5-star, is it even worth going for? Well, the 5-star soul is going to be most likely Brimstone if you're using them for clan boss or similar areas. Brimstone gets some big benefits. The 60% chance of placing a protected smite does require accuracy, but it's a protected smite, so it can't be removed. Really good for things like Sand Devil, for things like Amius, and various different areas. If you don't have many 5-star, 6-star smites in your account, then it's kind of worth it. Other than that, the most popular blessing is probably going to be Cruelty, because he does have an AoE skill, which Cruelty decreases the target's defense. For bosses, it's up to 15%, 2% per hit, so it's a pretty good effect. But even more than that, you're getting a lot of stats throughout, right? You're getting resistance plus 60, accuracy plus 60. It's going to be the same whatever you go for legendary champions. Actually, no, it's 75 accuracy, 75 resistance, was even better than that. Better than I initially stated, but it is worth going for the 5-star if you have the resources, if it makes sense, and if you plan on using Wixwell in these high-level teams. For me, I can hit these resistance numbers, I can hit these accuracy numbers, no problem. So I'm not really worried about going for the 5-star soul. I don't need the cruelty. The team that I'm going to be using them in, which is probably the Yannicka team, isn't going to be benefiting from this very much anyways. And if they fix Yannicka, well, I probably won't be using Wixwell anyways, because I'm pretty sure the champions I have and the teams I can build are better than if I was to throw Wixwell in them anyways. So besides that, I also have a lot of champions who have cruelty. It would scale it faster, but I don't think the resource investment's worth it, especially considering I have 0 sacred shards. Now, you can open mystery shards for this. Mysteries will give you 3 points per shard, which is absolutely horrible. If you wanted to do just mysteries, how many would you need to do, though? Am I leaking Discord DMs here? No, just clan stuff. It's okay. So if you just want to do, mysteries, oh my gosh, it would be misery shards divided by 3. You're looking at 29,000 mystery shards. Now, of course, you could say like do 1,000 or something if you wanted to, and you would be crunching them, leveling them up, so you would get a little bit more points. And ancient shards is a similar thing. You're going to be leveling these champions up. So like say a 3-star champion, you come in here, you drop a brew or 2 into them, and boom, you already get a chunk of levels. So you get a decent progress towards your actual event. 56 points, not the greatest, but definitely not the worst. Obviously, every single champion you're going to be using here, you're going to want to make sure you're actually coming in here, going in and actually giving them some brews. So like for a 5-star champion, 4 brews, for example, is going to be 247 points. So that's equivalent to an ancient shard right there. So something to consider if you're going for this event. If you don't want to go to the 5-star soul, I think the 4-star soul is, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the 4-star soul, honestly. The point investment's quite a bit more. The 3-star soul seems to be worth it especially if you're going for something like Faultless Defense. Faultless Defense for Fire Knight 10 hard is definitely worth it. That is 100% worth it. The 4-star soul puts you in a spot where it's like, okay, if I'm going to get this, I'm going to plan on buying the 5-star soul. And the 5-star soul is 100 of the greater essence. And 5-star soul for Wixwell isn't going to be a game changer. Whereas if you save up a little bit more, costs 300 of the greater essence to get a 6-star soul. But if you keep saving and you eventually get a 6-star soul for a champion like Rhodos, that is literally a game changer. Completely changes how the champion functions. Makes him insane. 6-star soul for tons of other champions is very good. And even a 5-star soul for champions you use in the arena, it's going to be more impactful, right? Whereas a 5-star soul for Wixwell, I just don't think brings enough to justify it. Since 5-star does give the extra blessing effect as well as stats, it's really the thing you want to jump to if you can for things like Soul Reap in the arena, things like Life Harvest. A lot of blessings become even better at 5-star. Well, they all become even better, but some of them make pretty big differences going to 5-star. So something to consider. The 5-star blessing is pretty expensive, pretty daggone expensive, and the 4-star is more just a gateway into the 5-star. Since he's not a damage dealer, most of the time you're getting that crit damage boost on your damage dealers. So for like Sun Wukong, that would definitely be worth it. But your Wixwell, unless you're doing something I'm not aware of, I don't think it's going to be a nuker. Not going to be much of a damage dealer. So picking up this 4-star one isn't really going to get you much other than setting you up to purchase that 5-star. Which, if you're going to purchase the 5-star, it's probably going to be cheaper just to get it right here. Because 100 greater essence, well, that's really hard to come by. You can see they price 5 at 7,500, so you can compare, okay, there's going to be a big difference if we were to get it here versus just to grind a little bit more and get it from here. So in my opinion, go for the 3-star soul. If you want to use him in Faultless Defense, throw him in Faultless Defense. He's going to function well. You're going to get some extra stats, a little extra survivability. It's good stuff. And if you want to go for the 5-star soul for whatever benefits you're getting from that, the brimstone, cruelty, then go for that. It's going to be more expensive, but I would not recommend stopping in the middle. Stopping in the middle is kind of just weird. And hey, if you want to have the old man avatar, then go for the bottom. It's not going to cost that much. It's going to be what? We got the 23,500, so you pick up 23,500, 29,500, and then 30,500, 31,500, somewhere around there. It's not too bad if you want to pick up the actual avatar. Just go down this side and boom, you pick it up. So guys, that's my breakdown. Like I said, Nubs did an awesome video on this. So if you go check out his video, he'll break down all the different options for the paths. But as far as what I believe is actually worth it, I really think it's, hey, go for the 3-star soul or go for the 5-star soul. If you're going for the souls at all, if you're going for the avatar, well, you do your own thing. Like this is not as bad. Like it's much easier just to go for the avatar. But if you want to get the souls, I think 3 and then 5. One of those two. 4-star personally, I don't recommend stopping there. It's a big difference to going to 35,000, but the only reason why you'd have 4-star is because you plan on buying the 5-star, and the investment purchasing that from the store is even more than going for it now. Now, of course, you may not have the shards, you may not want to spend the money, may not have the energy. But if you wanted to have the energy to actually do this, I think it's about 15,000 energy. I have a champion training calculator over here. If you wanted to get a champion training equivalent to 35,000 points it's going to be about 15,000 energy. That's assuming you're, that's assuming you're opening, you have 330 heroes doing 110 rank 3. Now, if you're opening shards alongside that, it's going to be less, but I would expect 15 to 20,000 energy leveling champions to get this done if you're going that route. So guys, let me know what you're doing. Let me know if this event's horrible. I'm not going to ask for your opinions on it because I already know what they're going to be. But thank you all for watching. Catch you all next one.